Welcome back to the We Are T1D podcast. This is part 2 of the Jonsel episode. I know you've been waiting for it, and it's finally here. And a quick disclaimer, if you're easily offended, please divert your ears right now because this episode's a bit naughty. Yeah, you've been warned. Let's get into it.
Welcome to the We Are T1D podcast.
The realest type 1 diabetes podcast online. Hosted by myself, Mike, diagnosed at the age of 10.
And myself, Jack, diagnosed at the age of 30.
We are just two mates giving you an insight into life with this chronic condition.
Yes, we are adults, and although we try not to swear, it may happen occasionally.
Yeah, as Jack said, we are adults. But please take what we say as guidance and not medical advice.
No, trust me, we are not doctors.
We are just here to make sure no type 1 diabetic ever feels alone.
It's Diabetes UK. They've done me so many great things. They premiered my film Hypo. I did my one-man show there. They came to see me. They put me on Balance. You know, they did a lovely article.
Oh, I saw your cover picture. I saw it.
I know. I felt like I was stepping out of Hustler magazine. I was there.
Still on my wall.
Hey, baby. Love Island. Granddad from Love Island. Hey, ladies. All right. But it was great. And they helped me. And yet again with charities, I was the first person, I always say this because I'm very proud of it, like the first person to do a show that I'd done. It was my whole life story. You know, I toured the whole of the UK. It was heartbreaking for me because people seem to think that I did this with support. I didn't have any support. It was my own money. So I'd have to pay for the theatre. I'd have to pay for my train fares over everywhere. And so I remember I did a show in Clapham. One person turned up. I did it. Still did it. You know what I mean? And people don't see the heartbreak that happens behind the scenes. You guys know, when you do something, everyone thinks you're putting on the brave face, but I did that out of my own pocket. I did the whole of the UK, and yet people would go, I'm coming. They wouldn't turn up. I had some diabetic people turn up at one show, and I put basically 2 people on the guest list, and this one person had scammed the guest list, and basically four of them came in, didn't pay for a ticket, but that money was to go to, just to help support someone that's doing so. And I thought, you're taking the piss. And that's what I mean. You learn the true thing with certain people. And yet again, it's that whole celeb thing of, well, I'll be seen and great. It's my social media account, rather than I'm going there because I want to see this person. I want to support and I'm all for it. That for me is realness. So doing all the venues were great. I made some amazing friends. I did London. I did Glasgow. I did Manchester, I did London. It was
everywhere.
Yeah, and it was great, but it was hard because, like I said, I'd have to rent these little venues out, and I'd always worry about how many tickets I'd sold because you'd be like, "Fuck, I did all the promotion in the world," But when it came to JDRF, I have to talk about it now because I'm not a fan. I never will be. But I put something up saying I've contacted these guys. They've never got back to me, and straight away, could you please take that offline? On Twitter, I was like, well, no, I'm speaking the truth. You didn't want to help me. And I'm sorry, I get a bit annoyed when people just send me a decent reply or don't, and they never got back. So I had to take something offline. I thought, well, why don't you be honest and let me leave that online? You're taking it off to defend yourselves as painting yourself as the greatest charity since sliced bread. So luckily the lady who I dealt with was lovely and she was great. She supported me. And they came. I was still a bit funny about them. And then I went to do a chat for them. And this is when I had to send them what I was going to say and all that, which I was a bit, listen, I'm not stupid. An event like that, I'm not going to swear. I'm going to be very to the point, but I'm going to be funny. I'm going to be honest and tell you my life story with the ups, with the downs. And there was a guy who I'm not really a fan of who's promised me to go on to, speak at events and basically pulled me out of it. Said he'd help me show my film at this big event. He didn't do it. Basically used and abused. But this guy was talking at this event with me, and JDRF said, we can't give you any money or do anything like that. And I'd always speak for free. And the guy turned up. He got given money for a hotel, looked after.
What?
From that day on, I've gone, fuck you. I'm not doing things for free anymore because you guys have the money, and yet I'm not asking for much, but just the train fare down there. I still got to pay fuel. I've got my hypo stuff. It's And this guy is doing really well in the diabetic world. And well, fair play to him. But I'm not a fan of him because he's a bullshit artist and I'm not into people that lie. You know, I'm going to put you on my event. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then you don't hear from them. And then you go, oh, am I doing your event? Oh, sorry. No. What? But you said I could. And yet wanted to use me as a presenter, not as someone that could talk, because I don't know why. Why can't I tell my life story? Why can't I do my show? And also, why won't you show my film? And his words were, I don't think it's appropriate for children. And I'm like, it is appropriate for children because kids have got to find out what hypos are about eventually.
Yeah.
Don't you agree? I mean, would you say I'm not saying 6-year-olds, 7-year-old, but we're talking like 11, 12-year-olds upwards. And I've had young kids, 11 and 12, watch it. And they've been like really grateful, going, oh, thank you. And it's great because it's, like I say, education and learning along the way.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, so we're not that guy. You can talk here.
no, I noticed. I've said.
I've never heard Jack not talk. It's great.
I know. This is actually the first episode I think I've been quiet.
No, but by the end of it, you'll go, thank fuck, he's gone. But no, it's that's what I mean. Like I said, and there's many. If you go online, do some research about it. JDRF caused a lot of problems in the States with money and stuff. I follow a lot of some legendary American guys that follow me on Twitter, and there's a big debate about how they do certain things in America, and also the people that are high up. So JDRF is a great charity. It raises money. It does the right things. I'm not condoning that.
Yeah.
There's the people that work behind the scenes that I just think, Jesus, and there's a woman, I can't remember her name because she was reminded me of Zelda from Terrorhawks back in the day. She was horrendous. And that's another Predator. What the fuck are you? But she was incredibly rude to me. Because of me being honest and speaking the truth, she basically belittled me. She wouldn't, I don't want him talking at my event, doing that. That's fine. If you don't want me there, you don't want me there.
Yeah.
But from the events that I've spoken at for JDRF, I've made some good friends and some good followers. And for me, it's a job well done with 2-3 people. But that's why I will never speak at an event for them again. A, they wouldn't invite me. But B, because they hide the truth. And I know it's for kids living with type 1 diabetes, but kids, juveniles, don't want to not know what's going on. They want to be, told what's going to happen, how life is. You can't mollycoddle a health condition. You just can't.
No, I've said it so many times on this podcast, and you mentioned it earlier. You said exactly what I say all the time. It's a chronic illness at the end of the day, and it is not all sunshines and rainbows. It's going to be shit.
It is. And you know what? When it is shit, I just think, I had a hypo a few weeks ago really bad, and I had fainted. Well, I was drunk, but I was feeling really bad, and I thought the alarm, the Dexcom alarm was going off, and obviously you can ignore it. I sometimes do ignore it because I get pissed off with it. We all like, fucking shut up, beep beep beep.
A few times.
But I was basically zoning in and out of consciousness, and I rang my friend. He went, Jesus, I know you're having a hyper. Turned up, but if it wasn't for him turning up, I'd be in a coma. And that's why, me taking the piss out of how harsh these hypos are. I am lucky to be alive. I really am. The past 12 years, I've had horrendous ones. About 5 years ago, I was walking home. I ended up in a ditch outside of the fucking job centre.
Oh wow!
I know. I wasn't in work at the time, but yeah.
Did you get a job?
It happens. Give me a job. Well, obviously, job seekers' allowance will suffice. You can't move. I've worn a diabetes ID for the past 12 years because that saved my life. When I have really bad hypos and go 1.3 or whatever below, I sort of like convulse. So it's like I'm having a fit. And so my body was convulsing in this ditch, like Michael Jackson Thriller. And someone came past. It was true. Oh my God, it's close to midnight. Look at him. But it was. And then, so this woman, they thought I was having a heart attack. And they saw I was type 1 on my bangle. And I remembered I just woke up in the back of an ambulance. And they said, you're so lucky.
Wow.
Times like that. And another, last year, my cat, Mrs. Miyagi, the little legend, saved my life. I swear she can detect me having hypos.
Do you know what? My cat, what's it, does exactly this. As soon as I'm hypo, my cat will sit next to me constantly. It has to be touching me.
Really?
Yeah. As soon as I go hypo, any sort of hypo, it is so affectionate and it just can't, it's basically making sure I'm okay.
And mine does the same, but this time, awful. I felt so guilty afterwards. Came back, been playing, first time I played football in ages. Came back, I'd had 2 pints of Guinness. I'd had a sandwich earlier. I hadn't eaten enough. Yet again, we make mistakes. You know, when people say, oh, but you haven't eaten, it's the most annoying thing. Like, really? I know I haven't eaten, but I've had a drink, so leave me alone. And they're right, but you can't tell someone how to run their life with eating and drinking and et cetera, et cetera. It's down to you as a responsible adult. And at times, I am my own worst enemy. I'm not going to lie. And it is unfair on friends sometimes when I am low, because you think, okay, it is unfair. I've taken the piss out of myself. I should know my self-worth better. I need to eat, because otherwise this is going to happen. So came home. I didn't think I was having a hyper. I ran a bath. So I'd left the bath running and I just passed out. My cat was just basically meowing at me. And I was like, oh, absolutely jaded. My bath had overflowed into my living room. It was fucking horrendous.
Wow.
I luckily turned the bath off. But the bastard downstairs, who's an absolute nugget, who decides to play, like, you know, Xbox Live till 4 a.m. Come in, Commander. Come in, Crackerjack. Come in. Are you here? There's water dripping through his fucking ceiling. And there's me fucking basically dying upstairs. Oh, it's fine. Let it rain in your house whilst you play Warhammer. Fucking shit. I'm just great. My cat saved my life. You know, bless her.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
From prodding me, but knows my, just people and animals know. Like my dad will go, you're having a hypo. My dad's not an animal, by the way. Animals are my dad. No. You just stepped off Noah's Ark. Here you are, sir. Sesame seeds. But it's no, but he knows, because I start talking gibberish, my eyes start rolling back a little bit, and I'm just a bit, my head twerks. People know, but you guys will know. If you're having a hypo and someone goes, you're having a hypo, you're like, fuck off, because it's annoying. You know.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Should you have some sugar? Have some sugar now. Like the alarm goes off. You're like 3.8. Have some sugar. Yeah, no, I will. No, have some now. No, it's all right. I don't. I feel like Arnold. What's going on? Have some sugar now. 3.8. It's like, leave me alone. So I those people that listen that might be parents, I understand. Tell your child, you know, he or she needs sugar, but never tell a type 1 they need sugar, because you'll either get a clap round the head, or it will just, it gets anger. So my dad does it to me. And I remember once, I'll tell you another hypo tale. I'd come back, I'd been training for the Brighton Marathon. I was having this awful hypo, and I was just regurgitating, talking rubbish. My mate went, Jondon, my dad's name, Jonsel's having a hypo. So my dad came to the car, and you suddenly get this ridiculous inner strength, but you don't realize how strong you are. I was like, get off me! I lost it. I ripped my shirt off, and I went running.
What, like Hulk?
Fucking stupid, like fucking Hulk Hogan, and I wasn't cupping my ear. But it was, so yeah, I went for a sprint round, and then I came back and went, oh, Dad. It was like, it's all right. What the fuck? The hypos make you do lally things.
That's crazy, man.
So whenever I've had these bad hypos, whenever I'm wearing an item, I'll throw it away, because I'm very superstitious. So I feel like I'm jinxed if I wear a certain type of clothing. No. So basically, I've got no clothes. I've just got a pair of eye fronts and a pair of granddad socks. That's it.
Have you ever had one of them out of body experiences during a hypo?
In what way? Talk me through it.
Well, basically, I remember I was hypo. I was in my mum and dad's kitchen, and I just burst out crying, and I was watching myself cry while sitting on the table.
No, but I can imagine something like that happening, because it's very weird when you're hypo, because I've said this in my book. It feels like a dream-like sequence where you feel like you're in a dream. So mentally, you're going, I know what's going on here, but your body can't fucking move. And you're like, I convulse. I start hitting myself as well when I go really low. It's like 50 Shades of Grey.
Clips in the last bit of the hypo movie, isn't there? When the credits rolling.
Yeah. And it was that time in the movie at the end, spoilers, so don't listen if you haven't seen it. That was me in an Indian restaurant, and I'd basically passed out, was with friends, and I just totally went. And because I was that low, I think I was 0.8.
Oh wow.
Yeah, no, I think the lowest I've been is 0.8, which is like, they said you're incredibly lucky to be alive because that's like near coma time in terms of going brain dead. And that's the stuff that is scary when you're that low. And because I was that low, I started puking up. So I could have choked on my own vomit. So I was throwing up everything they'd given me because my body had gone into shock, and obviously the toxicity. Wow. And that was it. I was in the back of the ambulance, and there's me in the back promoting my film. You see an iPod? Yeah, I'm diabetic. No shit. You know, we're like all hypos are just, I don't know. Again, I said earlier about being diagnosed and high blood sugar is a scared thing for me. But I have no fear over having hypos, even though I've had awful, horrendous ones. I just don't have any fear. I'm all right.
I can really understand because I'm not scared of being low. I go low at work and I'm still carrying on working.
Yeah, even the other week when we went out, you was like, when I come round to your house, and it was, what did you go down to? I think you went down to
2.8, I think it was.
It was 2 point something. It was low anyway. And
that's normal, man. That's normal.
Yeah, he was still just up, walking around, normal conversation. I'm looking at him like, bro, how are you doing this?
But do you know what it is? It's because your body gets used to it. Because of my hypos, this is why I got hyper unawareness. My body it's just got used to being low. So it's like a 1.7. I'd be like, 1.7. And people go, fucking hell, 1.7. It's fine, man. But the thing is, I always say, don't do what I've done. And it's true. Don't ever don't wait for a hypo. If you're 3.8, eat sugar straight away. Easier said than done, because I know I'm going to go against what I've just told you, and I'll be 2.4, and then wait a little while and go, there we are, 2.1. But deal with it straight away. You have to, because you never know. Everyone's body's different, so go into shock, and it will scare people you're with. And if you're on your own, man, deal with it straight away. And I never used to carry hypo stuff with me, ever.
Really?
No, man. I sometimes still don't. I'm naughty. In terms of, I feel like an invincibility.
I mean, I take a suitcase with me everywhere I go.
He does. He literally does.
No, but I love it. As long as you've got a nice little bum bag. That's why I got a bum bag now. It's a little tight one accessory. What's the neck? Haribo, dear.
You want a sweetie?
What's my Polaroid? No. No, but it's I didn't. I do now, that shadow of doubt. But back in the day, man, I wouldn't take, because I'd be like, I have a hypo. If I was on a train, different, I'd have a bottle of Lucozade. But walking around town, because I'm still like that in terms of, I'll just pop into a supermarket and get something, which is naughty. I need to have stuff on me all the time.
I'm quite like that, actually, to be fair. But I'm scared of liquids. You know, like sugary liquids to treat a low. They scare me.
Okay, that's interesting, because for me, that's liquid gets into the system quicker. But again, the reason is because I played football. When I played football, Lucozade. That's why I have an affinity with it.
I treat my lows 9 times out of 10 with baby cans of Coke.
See, you're using baby cans. I can't, and I have to use
because do you know why? Because when I was first diagnosed, the same thing with you. I was so scared to go high. I didn't want to over-treat myself, so I would rather have 2 baby cans of Coke, sort of 10 minutes apart if I need to.
I get you.
As opposed to panicking and downing the whole thing and then 10 minutes later going, fuck, I'm going really high now. And then you've got to deal with the stress of that.
No, totally. It's the stress factor. But back in the day, if you had a hypo, there was no fucking correction doses. You just went high because the doctors didn't say.
Yeah.
And so you'd be going around like, and I used to hate it. So I'd have to make myself have another hypo.
Yeah, I'm forgetting you two are dinosaurs compared to me.
Exactly.
That's quite a good question. Do you remember when you switched to like Novo? Or I don't know if you're on Novo Rapid, are you?
I'm on a pump. So
okay.
So the pump's great, but I think I've had more horrendous pumps. Jesus, that sounds bad. After listening to Weatherspoons on Friday night, Jesus Christ. I'm sure I was hypo.
Is it a diabetic pump?
Yes. Yeah, no, insulin pump, dear boy. No, so the pump for me it's a godsend, but I think again, my own worst enemy. I don't trust technology that much. So sometimes I'll give myself more than I should. It's all about being comfortable with what you give. You know, the reason why I was having loads of hypo, so I've been on a pump now for the 8 years, but I was giving myself human, I hope it was human. So I was giving myself Lantus as a long lasting in the evening.
That's what I'm on now.
Yeah, but that used to make me fucking horrendous in the morning. So I'd give myself like 26, 28 units before bed. And I was just hypoing really badly. And then they said the pump. But the pump, it's great. And it has been a big changer for me. I was on the Omnipod for a while. I've been on like the AccuCheck, which looked like a bazooka. It was like ridiculous. Someone will go, Jesus, what's that in your pocket? I'm like, I wish it was, but it's a pump.
I was waiting for it.
But it's a pump. And then, I'm on the T-Slim now, and they're great. But I sometimes miss just injecting myself. But I've been on Nova Rapids. Yeah, I've done it all. But in terms of the pump now, I mean, I know people are scared of going on the pump, but it's worth a try. It's worth trying out. It's always worth trying something.
Yeah, I got it offered to me very early in my diagnosis, and I turned it down.
That's fine, dude. I mean,
because I was same as you. I was scared. Like, I thought I've only literally just got myself used to injecting, and I've got all my ratios in check, and I don't want to throw something else into the mix now where I've got to learn it from scratch again.
Totally, and that's the thing. People are scared of using pumps because they think they'll be attached to something. I used to tell people that it was my colostomy bag, and which is no, because people would annoy me because I mean, my mum, bless her, she's on a colostomy bag at the moment because of with her diabetes. Bless her, she's suffering. I don't mean this in the bad way. I don't mean she's got long left to live, but that's from like a cancer point of view. But her diabetes, bless her, she hasn't been the best type 1, and yet she's got so many complications from it. And I think that's why also I'm a bit more on it, because seeing my mum deteriorate, she's had a toe amputated, she's had problems with her eyes, she's got heart problems, neuropathy, and she's incontinent. And from that, it's like you think, Jesus, diabetes, that's why I talk about the bad things, because they can happen. No one's invincible. And my mum said to me, the cancer is a killer, and bless her, it's what will take her. But she did say that, diabetes problems are far worse than living with type 1 cancer. Sorry, Jesus, living with lung cancer. And so that makes me go, Jesus, it's awful. And that's why I always, again, youngsters, even adults, don't get their eyes checked. I'm telling you now, it's worth it. You never know what's going on behind those eyes.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, because I've got, what is it, malacopathy or whatever it is?
That's what I've got. That's why I had it. So I had we're getting it wrong. Maculopathy, is it?
Yeah, I can't say the word. I read it on a letter.
Let's say Macudoodle-Dardy. Macudoodle-Dardy behind the eye.
That's the one.
Maculoedema. It's like a leak behind the eye, yeah?
Yeah, there was the vessels were leaking or something.
Yeah. So that's what I had. I then had injections into the eyeballs, which was really tasty, but saved my life, saved my eyesight.
Yeah, because that's when I found that out, that's when I went on the Libra.
Jesus, you should have been on that before.
No, I've only been on the Libra 2 years. I was against everything. Like, they offered me pump from the age of like 12 because I was so bad. And I was just like, nah, not for me. I don't want a reminder. But I didn't accept my diabetes until, 4 years ago?
Good for you, man. No. Do you know what? That's the main thing I think that we all face. It's acceptance.
Yeah, that's the hard part, I think.
It is. When you accept, you then learn. I think you learn to live with it with more of a smile. When you're in denial, not just with diabetes, with anything in life, with, okay, I'm not doing this right, but fuck it. I'm not gonna change my way because I know what I'm doing is right. It's like we always think we know better. When you hear advice from the right people, you still think that they're wrong and you're right.
Yeah, I rebel against any advice. I'm terrible.
But you're like me in terms of someone says don't do something, you'll see me doing it.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't have that drink, really. Oh my God, he's drinking absinthe through a fucking, whilst basically eating hula hoops off his fingers. I mean, do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
But acceptance, I think there's many people, type ones out there who don't accept it. But I'm all for people who say that, like you have just done. When you admit something, life's easier. It really is. Otherwise, you're carrying a burden, a big weight on your shoulders. And
Yeah.
there might still be a little weight, but that weight will disappear. And then over time, it will go. And I've always said, don't beat yourself up, man. You have good days, you have bad days. But when a new day starts, a new chapter beckons.
Yeah. 100%.
We've covered quite a few things, but if there's anything you want to catch up with, I'm open.
I was going to ask about Brittany, but...
You can ask about Brittany. You can ask about Brittany.
How's Brittany?
Well, do you know what? So we did the poll winners party when she was there. So when Baby One More Time came out, you had backstage, you had no chance of getting anywhere near her. It was like surrounded by security.
Oh, wow.
It was like impossible. So I'd got not even a little peep. That was it. Felt like a horrendous man in Soho. Oh God, poor Brittany. So she seemed lovely, but I know everyone else you could talk to, bar her.
Oh, wow.
I know. Steps were available, but no. It was all right. It was just H and Lee. I went, no thanks. Where's Claire?
Funny enough, Claire from Steps lives quite close. Well, she used to live quite close to me.
Did she? She's a legend. She's a lovely lady.
Yeah, my brother used to drink with her, I think he said.
Yeah, no, legend. Lisa from... they're all lovely. They were just nice guys, man. It was such a close-knit community. And the weird thing is, one of the girls that was in my band, Kirsty, absolute legend, she became a type 1 diabetic.
Oh, wow.
I know. So the band had just finished. We just split, and then I had a solo career. She had a solo career. It might have just been towards the end of when our band had split. Yeah, she became type 1 diabetic. How weird, man.
That's crazy. But that's because I used to do music. I used to be on Freeze FM. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to MC on there. And my DJ, he actually become type 1 diabetic.
Me and you are bad motherfuckers. We basically give people the lurgy. Hey, welcome.
I must have gave it to Jack as well.
the insulin reapers. Hey, guys. Suck the shit out your pancreas. It's fine. No, but the music business was great. You know, you learn so much. But it's like with everything. I'm so glad to have done what I've done. Not everyone's going to agree. I've said this earlier with what we say and what we do. You can name and shame people. Then, you know, sometimes it's good for people to know how you feel towards certain things. And the reason why I'm so passionate about me speaking my mind with JDRF is because I feel they treated me very, very badly. And in fact, a lot of the type 1 community, not your normal type 1s, the people that are big companies or those who are of celeb minds, they're not very helpful. They don't want to know. And it's awful because it is a dog-eat-dog world. And many people are more interested in themselves than there are others, than they are others. And with that, I've said with my father telling me, I'd always go, but if I say thank you and please, or if I do something to someone, I always expect the same kind of treatment back because that's the way I am. I just like being a nice person.
Yes.
So when I don't get treated like that and I do something and there's no thank you or there's no like if someone sends me an email and it's like, can you help me? I'll always get back to them. Might be a day late, but I'll do it. Hey, thanks ever so much for contacting me. But when things fall upon deaf ears and it's like, well, we didn't get it, or it's because they can't be asked. They don't care.
Yeah.
And if you're dealing with type 1 diabetes, as a whole, diabetes, I'm thinking we all have different stories to tell. Just because someone is famous does not mean that they have a better story. And the thing that upset me the most with hypo is because if that was someone mega famous, like your James Nortons, whatever, who is a lovely chap, don't get me wrong. I've never met him. I don't know why I'm saying he's lovely. He might be an absolute buffoon. But he's, from what I've seen, he seems like a really down-to-earth, genuine guy. You know, he does a lot for type 1. Great. But if he'd done a hypo, the film, everyone would be all over it. If
That's very true.
you'd have someone from Big Brother doing it, they'd be all over it. But it's not about me being famous. It's not about me like wanting. I want it to be out there to help people. I want it to raise awareness. I want people to watch it so people that aren't diabetic can maybe have a slight understanding. You're always going to get your haters. I had someone on Amazon go, "Oh, the biggest pile of shit I've ever seen." You know, bollocks. They're like, "That's fine, mate. You didn't like it. Thank you very much for being so energetic when leaving a review." But it's shit, wank, bollocks. I think you can have Tourette's as well as type 1 diabetes. As you're staring like an absolute buffoon. But it's you know, it's because it's their life of diabetes doesn't relate to mine. But the one thing I'll say in my defense is it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. That's my life. And it's true. And it's true.
It's just you telling that story. That is what it is.
And with it, yet again, I'll say that's my own money gone into that film. That's me in debt from doing something. So anyone that said, "Oh yeah, I've had no help from anyone."
No,
So
it's very well done as well.
yeah, because I got the best people involved. And Joe, thank you ever so much. And it's nice. It's nice when you get nice compliments about it, because I've been really upset about the treatment of it. You know, because I worked my balls off to do it. I had to produce it. I made it. Wrote it. It's my life. So it meant a lot to me. So when you get this, negative comments are always going to shake you up. No one's immune to them. So when I got a bit of hate from it, I was like, fucking hell, you know, and and then people in the industry who are of the diabetes world, which I keep saying, but just wouldn't go anywhere near it. But you'd go near it if it was someone that was famous. I don't understand. And yet the NHS in Scotland use it as part of their training purposes for teaching nurses with type 1.
Oh, really?
Teaching nurses about type 1, yeah. They asked if they could use it for free.
That's wicked.
I said for free, of course, because we haven't got a budget. I know many people will go, "Fuck you, we want money." No, for me, it's not about the money. For me, it will always be, I want to help type 1s. I want to raise awareness. I want people to laugh. I want people to just be happy living with a health condition that is a motherfucker at times, but it isn't the end of the world. It isn't awful. It isn't, because you have technology, you have things available. And I keep saying it yet again, put yourself in the shoes of being in England rather than putting yourself in the shoes of being someone in the States, in Sri Lanka, or wherever worldwide, who haven't got insulin. There's always a positive. There's always a positive. And you'll have, like I say, you have a shit day. It will get better. It will get better.
It always gets better.
Follow people online that make you laugh, that are your energy, that give you fuel. You know, is someone having a hypo?
No, that's my long-lasting alarm.
What does that do?
It's my watch. It just reminds me it's 8 p.m. I need to do my Levermere.
Okay, I love it. You've got nice. I haven't. My technology is like off the back of a Turkish van, so it doesn't really work.
Does it say Rolex on it? Does it?
I've got a Golex, which is really good. Golex state of the art, not underwater. It's really, really good. So I mean, boy, that's what it comes down to. Is, you know, we're all going to be judged. People are not going to like people's personalities. People will think you're too much. You're this and that. Like who you are. Love who you are. Don't ever listen to hate. And if people are going to throw negative comments your way, just think you've wasted your time, wasting time to say stupid things to me.
Yeah.
Simple. You're wasting your time. I could never, there's things I see online, I could never go online and go, "I can't believe you've done that." Someone the other day on my Twitter I put a hypo up. I find this really worrying, or it's very dubious. Well, and I had to put, sorry, but I've told my friends and family to film me when I'm having hypos. They're not just filming me when I'm dying. They basically give me sugar, but it's the aftermath. I get a bit dubious here. Someone's filming you die. No, it's my friends. They're not. And that's the thing. People are always looking for a negative, or they're looking to downsize you. And it saddens me. It saddens me.
It makes me worry about them.
It is worrying. But to me, do you know what it is? I look at it as a compliment, because I think it's hate towards themselves.
Yeah, that's what I meant. It makes me worry about them.
It's the victim card. Well, bastards are doing things, and what? And it also says, why can't I be positive? Which is good, because it means what you've listened to or what you've seen has educated you. So that needs you to sit back, have time to yourself, and go, "Do you know what? What do I need to work on?" We all need to work on things. No one's perfect. And listening to your podcast, I love it. Make me laugh. This one's going to, however you edit it.
This might be a two-parter.
Yeah. I think we'll get 2 episodes out of this, won't we?
A year's podcast with Jonsel. Fucking hell, I've had enough of that bastard. What's going on?
No, I could talk for days and days with you. This has been brilliant.
This is to everyone. In life, people will swear. People will say certain things. People do things that you don't like. The main thing is you can turn off. You can switch off. But the thing is, you have a choice to be offended. That choice is yours. I rest my case.
That was powerful. I felt
I'm going to give a round of applause for that, because that was brilliant.
True. Everyone gets offended. Like I say, I did the chat. Diabetic pump. Oh my God. He said diabetic pump. Oh my God. Call in the police. Diabetic pump. Hee-haw, hee-haw. He called a pump diabetic. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, it does need insulin, to be fair.
I was running a pump with no insulin. Sorry, forget that. Oh, and one more, I've got to say this before I go, because I did promise you that I'd say it. So basically, this is the worst hypo that I've had. No, it's not bad. It's more of a comedic one. So I'd pulled this lovely, lovely lady who was back when I lived in Brighton, and I went back to her gaff, giving it all the, oh baby, yeah. I was like proper like trying to be slick. Yeah. So I was having a hypo really badly in her bed, and she'd gone to the toilet, and I was thinking, oh fuck, I'm having a hypo, I need sugar. I was dying for a pee. So I opened a window, and I was peeing into the high street because I didn't know what I was doing. She came in, she went, what are you doing? I turned around and peed all over her bed.
Oh
no. And I went, I need sugar. She was like, get out. I'm having a hypo because it's awful. You did sugar. I was awful. So I went out. Luckily, she was by a little thing, a little shop. I had to go fucking thrown out. Saying I didn't mean to pee on the bed because I had nowhere to pee, and I didn't want her to think I was going into a kitchen rummaging. So it was awful.
Wow.
Guess what? She didn't speak to me again. But
oh wow. Well,
and that's what I mean. The hypos get you in some bad fucking times.
They really do.
This is another one. Mine always come from the sexual kind, but it's. I'd done my show in London, came back to where I live in Stratford-upon-Avon, and there was this lady I pulled in a strip club. Yeah, no, she was there for a late night drink. She wasn't dancing around a pole, and even though my ex-girlfriend was a stripper and she was horrendous, she didn't understand diabetes. I'm just dropping these in. She's mentioning keep calm and money diabetic, but she so we went back to this girl's house and it was awful. So when you hypo, you sweat very profusely, very badly. So she's on the bottom, I'm on top, I'm getting jiggy, and I basically was kissing her neck and I passed out on top of her. She was sweating, so just sweating all over it. So I was basically half naked and just drenched her in sweat. My mate came in and he thought, my mate came in and went, what's going on? He left my bag by the side of the sofa because he thought I was just sleeping. Didn't realize I'd passed out. He fucked off, and then the girl went, it's a bit weird. He's fucking fallen asleep and his sweat was all over me. Went to tell her friend in the other room, and fucking woke up with an ambulance giving me an intravenous fucking on the sofa, and they'd taken a picture of me. Awful. That's what I mean. These things happen. But she now knows about type 1. So if you ever see a man sweating on top of you, it's not through excitement. It's through the fact that...
Was that her first experience of type 1?
Yeah, it was. I think so. I did message her again. Didn't hear anything back. Really weird. Really weird. She was the one.
It sounds like you two really connected as well.
Don't. Things are horrendous. That's why with things with diabetes, talk about it, man. If you're going to have fun, sexual antics, whatever, people, yet again, sex is a taboo subject. You talk about sex with diabetes and anything that's mentioned is erectile dysfunction. And all I can imagine is Pele in his advert going, you can get hard. No, I don't want that. Even though Pele didn't sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Still,
he's your favourite though, isn't he?
Yeah, you can get hard. No, Pele, what the fuck? The thing is, it's taboo. But listen, you can, there's been times when I've had hyper, I can't get a hard on. Because you're hyper.
It happens, yeah.
And no matter how much you flick the little man, he's not going to perform. Guys, you try giving it a Haribo.
Why am I picturing you putting a Haribo up your jab side? Just work.
Well,
What can you get up there? A bear
or
or a dummy one? No, that's what we want to know.
It might be an egg.
If you can fit a cherry up there, I'm impressed.
a cherry fizzy? Give it more of a little, ooh, that hit the right spot. But it's true. No one talks about it. Men, there'll be men out there, young lad, teenagers. They'll be ashamed that they can't get a hard on because their blood sugars are playing up. You know, you get high blood sugar. You can't perform when you're high either because you're there. Jesus Christ, are you going to be making love to me? He's going to be drinking water all night.
Yeah.
It's true. It's, you know.
Yeah, it is true. It is true. Speak about your situation, people. Speak about your illness.
Speak it out. And no one, listen, let people laugh because it happens. And a person that isn't type 1, a man, there's people taking Viagra's in their 20s and you're going, Jesus, no need. So there's people out there with willy problems who aren't diabetic. You're not alone. I had a lovely relationship with a type 1 diabetic lady. Great fun. She was brilliant. Sex together when you're both hypo is not good because you end up going, I don't know where the hell this has gone. But no, it was not good though. You're both hypo. You go, Jesus Christ, what's going on? Yeah, that's it. Jesus Christ. No, it's not the one. What's going on? What are you doing? That's my finger.
Do you know what I'm picturing while you describe this? You know, hear no evil, see no evil.
Oh, the movies. Oh God, I've just done Richard Pryor with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Everyone's Arnold tonight.
Yeah, it was Arnold tonight. But it's true that it's, you know, and she was brilliant, and we talked about it. We had a laugh, and that's the good thing because I know that speaking to her about previous partners, they'd be funny because I don't know how much about her ladies, how it affects her sex drive, but obviously I was spoken to about it, and yet a guy would think, well, this woman isn't into me, whatever. There's a reason, you know, she's diabetic, hypo, high blood sugar. There's loads of things, hormones. It happens. So it doesn't matter what age you are; those things will happen. That's why the annoying thing is when you go and visit your diabetic doctors, they always go, "Sex life good." You're like, well, it's awful at the moment, actually. Why? Because of blood sugar? No, it's just awful. It's awful. I'm not paying for membership on Tinder. No, not happening. So sex life good? No, it's absolutely horrendous. It hasn't been good for 5 years. Oh my God, why didn't you tell us that before? No, it's just my way of words. Simple. But no, talk about it, guys. Talk about sex. Talk about your willy wangle wongle, your spam javelin. Talk about it. Let's let it all out.
Spam javelin.
We don't want to hear what I have for a ladies' area, the yawning hippo. That's horrendous.
The yawning hippo.
Listen, it's the only place I can say this. If this was on any other podcast, I guarantee you, I don't want you to lose any listeners from the word yawning hippo. If anyone says anything, sorry, we're talking about David Attenborough and his animals. It's fine.
Don't worry. If we get cancelled after this, we'll draft you in to start a new one.
The Three Stooges. What the hell's going on? but no, I'm glad. Wait a minute. Wait there. Let me check my blood sugar level before. Yep, we're going into the 4.2 region, so the hypo's coming.
Right. Use your advice from earlier.
Wait, listen to this, boys. Wait. It's that little red dungaree fuckwit.
Oh, the Haribos. They're coming out.
Yeah, the Tangastastics. So now as I'm eating them, I'm thinking disgusting things.
I think that deserves a round of applause.
Because of our chat earlier, I'm thinking disgusting things about Tangastastics. Oh, you stick it in your jab's eye.
You're never going to look at a cherry the right way again, are you?
No, I'm not. Because, again, the chat that we've had tonight is very, very honest. We've had serious, we've had a laugh, but you can't take away the things that this kind of chat, it's not disrespectful, it's not rude, it's just people having fun. And listen, people say words that, like I said, people get offended by things like someone will go, oh my God, he called a willy a spam javelin. I mean, geez, oh my God.
I'm so immature. Oh my God.
No. My favorite, the bacon bazooka.
Bacon bazooka.
Can I just say thank you ever so much for having me on tonight?
Absolute pleasure.
I hope you've got some good some good stuff.
There is some.
Yeah, brilliant. It's been absolutely brilliant. It's been a pleasure to actually speak to you and have you on here and hear your story. It's been great.
I don't think I've really said much about my story. I've had a couple of things, and the rest have been rude words about genitals and fucking JDRF pissing me off.
Well, if that's what you want to get off your chest. That's what our platform is for.
Yep. We'll put a little disclaimer for certain people before, and then.
I think it's recommended we do disclaimers only because I know there's people out there that are going to be really, really fuming, in terms of, I don't know. I mean, in fact, one more question before I go, because we've all got to eat dinner and inject ourselves. What is what's your hypo go-tos? Jack, yours is Lucozade, isn't it?
No, baby cans of Coke, and I do like a biscuit. I know they don't work very quickly, but I love biscuits.
I'm trying to think what mine is. Mine's whatever I pick up.
Have you? When you say it, put it like that, it's like problem I have.
I have sweets in my bag.
That sounds worse. I hope you don't pull up in a van when you have a hypo. You'll be in deep shit. Yeah. I've got sweets in my bag. What? I'm talking to myself. It's fine.
Lift glucose tabs. I do have them as well.
I hate them. They don't do anything for me. I can go through a whole pack.
Really?
A whole pack. Honestly, they don't raise my levels at all. When we go back to what we grew up with, I think because dextrose was the main thing to have back in the day, and Mars bars were like Mars bar.
That's what Gary Mabbott told me to have. He goes, it's half time, have a Mars bar.
Half a Mars bar, Lucozade. But Lucozade's, Jamie Oliver's ruined it for everyone. Let's take sugar out of everything. Oh, thanks, you turd. That means that we have to go around, you're having a hypo in the supermarket. You have to look at ingredients. And then you get something that says no added fucking sugar. I'm sorry. It's everything's zero.
Yeah, the hospital don't even give you Lucozade now. They used to give it to me when I was hypo, like in the clinic. They don't give me Lucozade anymore.
They told me when I was diagnosed to stay away from Lucozade and use Coke because Lucozade doesn't work quick enough anymore.
What? I'll tell you what, the old diabetic, like me and you, fuck you. You go into a clinic, have a hypo, you can fuck off. Here's the digestive. Jack goes
That's
in.
it, digestive.
Hey, Jack, have a Coke. It's fine. Hey!
Oh my God. Yeah, digestives.
Don't. Horrendous. And when they go to you, when you have a hypo, just have 2 biscuits and a sip of orange juice.
Yeah.
They're good. Wafers with marshmallow in the middle. They work like motherfuckers.
Okay.
They're not bad. They're all right. Poundland. They're great.
Well, I'll give them a go. I'm always looking for new snacks.
We call him Snacker Jack for a reason. I'm surprised he ain't already.
And what's the go-to snack for both of you at the moment?
Whatever I pick up.
Mine is I snack on biscuits constantly. I've got a thing for coconut rings and Maryland cookies at the moment.
Mine's rich tea, man.
I do like a rich tea. Between me and my missus, we go. I don't know whether you know about the old school broken biscuits. No, there's a box. I think they do them in Iceland's is the place to find them. I think it's about £2.50, and it's basically all the biscuits that have gone wrong in the factories. They shove them all in a box and sell them for £2.50. So you don't know what you get. 1 week you could have a box full of wagon wheels. The next week you've got foxes. Then it's mad.
It's a bit like a type 1 diabetic.
I was thinking exactly the same thing.
No, fucking wagon wheels. But all these biscuits from back in the day, they taste like shit. Club biscuits have got, there's no flavour anymore. Crisps, you open a packet, you get half a crisp. It's like, what's going on? I've got Snacker Jacks. I've gone through like a 10 bag in the space of 2 seconds because, 1 Snacker Jack per bag.
Yeah, it is pretty much, isn't it?
Don't. Listen, I'm ranting, but thank you ever so much for having me tonight, guys. Honestly, it means the world to me. And
thank you.
And thank you. If anyone's offended, enjoy it.
Just remind them, because you've got a book as well. I don't think we even covered it.
No, it's fine. I wrote a book which was originally written for youngsters, young kids and teenagers going through and living with type 1, and also for parents. And what I did was I thought, listen, if you're type 1 diabetic, it's a language that we all understand and what we go through. So I did a little semi-autobiographical and self-help book called Diabetes Won't Defeat Us. And I did another little book, which is basically the script and screenplay for my one-man show, Keep Calm, I'm Only Diabetic. And they're both on Amazon. Now, you'll be able to start. I'm going into... I've had Haribo, but the hypo's there.
Yeah.
I'll leave you to it. I've got to continue with this, dealing with this Haribo hype. I'm looking at the Haribo packet going, fuck off. But it's fine. I should have a Toblerone up my arse. It might work.
Gets in the bloodstream quicker, yeah?
Make sure you take the cardboard off first.
No, I quite like it, Ruff. It's fine.
Oh, fair play. Fair play. Each to their own.
No, you're going to get someone out there now going to buy a Toblerone and shoving it up their arse. It didn't help my hypo, you bastards.
Well.
Boys, thanks. We got there eventually. You've been absolute gents. But guys, stay in touch. We'll speak all the time and stuff.
Definitely.
Thank you so much for coming on. And as I say, I really appreciate it. And I hope all the listeners like this. So, yeah, thank you very much.
Oh, one more thing. What football team do you support?
I'm a Gourkan.
That's all right. I thought you were going to say Chelsea. I support QPR. So at the end of the day...
Oh, that's all right.
Don't. We'll have that chat another time. We'll do another round of our diabetic chit-chat.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, thank you. What an amazing 2-part episode. Our first ever. If you would like to order his books, please search Jonsel Gourkan, that's Gourkan, on Amazon and purchase their books. They're amazing. And also, don't forget to search Hypo on YouTube to check out his short movie, which, if you're like me, you will cry. And if you would like to follow Jonsel on Instagram, then please follow at Jonsel99. That is at JONSEL 99. All right, guys. Right, so until next time, catch you then. Peace out. And P.S. Yeah, I'm recording these little voice things while I'm doing the editing to try and make it sound cool. So show some love, share to your stories, leave ratings and reviews. Help me out. All right. Thanks. Bye.